I am Vicky Chen. I work in HP for 9 years, spending 4 years in the store.hp.com, which is selling ink and toner, laptop, desktop with $1.2 billion sales per year. SEO, SEM is 40% of the revenue. And then after the store team, working in the store team for SEM, SEO, I moved it to the corporate team managing Pan HPE and Pan HP. At that time, it's not split yet. So both enterprise side and the consumer side for SEO. Mainly is to develop the framework on all the best practice of SEO, how to implement SEO, doing template optimizations, using algorithm-based, not just doing content, right? You imagine how big the company is, right? How can I look at all the keyword lists and match it to different PLP? It's impossible. It depends on each business unit. But we have built a framework to make sure that all the business units are working, understand how to do SEO, understand how to deploy those, matching the keywords to the PLP, what's the best practice. Usually all the back end is taken care by our group. And after 4 years, I moved to another role, which is my current role is Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Cloud. So as you all may know that most of my friends say, I don't know how you can stay in HP because there's so many reorg and layoff. One thing good about changing is the market itself is changing. Cisco, IBM, EMC. We are all changing because of the cloud environment. The traditional software is moved to cloud already. Therefore, there is, of course, people get upset about the layoff, but again, it is part of the changes, the transformation, the automate and orchestrate of the industry. And I get a chance to move to cloud team managing the entire demand generation. I'm the senior manager of the cloud, managing paid search and not paid search only, paid media, and also demand generation. So I do the buy of banner ads, SEO, SEM, content syndication, bank qualified leads. Looking at the campaign end to end, which is exciting. For me, it's a new role, and I can finally look at from traffic to contacts to a leads to a opportunity to closing. So every day, instead of looking at the keyword list right now, I go to SFDC, Salesforce.com, and I also most of the time every week I would go to BrightEdge to look at some of the opportunities. Is to look at how many opportunities, how many leads closing, what is the revenue, what is the potential revenue, that I can repeat some of the campaign. In the past, when I was in SEM side or SEO, it is lacking of visibility on what is actually working, which type of keywords or which type of campaign is working. So since I have been in HP for a long enough time, having different organization, each organization will use different structure to do campaign. And I can tell you some is horizontal, some is vertical, some is integrated. And I can share with you, my experience and what is working for us. So again, working in a big company, managing multi-million-dollar budget, using more than 60 different tools, running at least 70 campaign, individual campaign in our program, and also managing a lot of vendors. I can't keep track of all my vendors lists. And I used to serve also, different business unit and different business group when I was at the COE, the Center of Excellence Managing SEO. And also, not talk about reports. We have so many reports, at least 50 reports per week that we if you have time, you can read it. But out of that 50 report, actually, it's only maybe 2 or 3 that is very important. It really depends on what we care, right? If we care about revenue, there are certain reports that I pick. If we care about SEO traffic or SEO ranking, there's of course, I usually go to BrightEdge to grab all those reports and match it to our internal analytics report. And there is different target in terms of multiple segment, let's say the industry, vertical industry, governments versus educations, and different markets is worldwide. We're managing worldwide campaign, which means covering EMEA, APJ, and AMS. So this is the horizontal campaign that is topic-driven. Lately, I work with, when I just joined cloud team, and they say, oh, Vicky, you're here to responsible for cloud system. And I say, really, cloud system? So exactly what you want me to do? SEO for cloud system? SEM for cloud system? And later on, I work with management and have an integrated approach, which I will share later on. And I was so confused. They say, oh, I heard that you do a great job in COE teams, just come and help. And I find out, okay, so cloud system is one of our solutions. And it is actually, they try to package it or structure the organization in a way that is one people manage one single product or one single topics. And I say, it can't, we cannot keep on hiring people because we're laying off people. And it's just impossible, right? And the way it runs, the horizontal, so-called horizontal campaign is, let's say we find a topic, cloud security. Oh, then we start working on the SEM. Oh, let's do keyword research using BrightEdge and develop different ad copies, at least 5 to 6 ad copies. Right now I have at least 4 copies running in Google doing tests, doing the A/B testing. And we need to identify the CTA. Oh, do maybe 1 or 2 CTA testing using different tactics, GDN versus RLSA versus Google Customer Match, right? And after the campaign launch, doing all kind of optimizations, and then here we go, metrics. And SEO following the same, similar pattern, but not exactly the same, right? Banner ads and social media and email. We all, using different images, testing images, CTA copies, and all those. Oh, this is horizontal, and it takes a lot of effort because in HP there is nothing easy. If we want to track something like that, how many, we call a primo ID. How many a primo ID I need to generate for these 5 campaigns? More than 200. More than 200 ID I need to generate. Because we need to track down, okay, this particular revenue or opportunity is actually coming from SEM on the awareness or maybe in the demand gen of the keyword group. Because we really want to track what is working, what is not working, just looking at this one page, it really demands a lot of work, especially the tracking, the copies, testing different copies, testing different CTA. It means additional IDs, additional effort. But in HP, we're always testing. So this is the vertical program. I used to manage vertical program, which is interesting. I'm very proud of my own programs, right? SEM, how to optimize it and show year-over-year, quarter-over-quarter result. I remember when I was working in the store team, the first 2 years I'm able to save 30% of the CPC, overall spends. Again, it is multi-million dollar, targeting the $1.2 billion sales, right? And able to increase the sales. And the CPOT, we call CPOT, is reverse of our ROI, is $1 to $8. We can really make it working. And asking budget is nothing. It's not anything difficult at all, because if we can do the math to management and show, really having a good tracking, $1 they invest is just like 401k. $1 they give it to us, we need to guarantee $8 back, right? So the model that I used at that time is a vertical, very vertical program models. So again, doing keyword research landing, I mean, those looks pretty easy, but it can be super complicated because we look at different modeling so that we can predict the sales. We also work with SEO team at that time. I also managed SEO at that time, working with one of the agency to do a so-called one search, making sure that the ranking on certain keywords in a natural search is top 3 ranking, right? And then we will bid maybe at that time we can still bid position number 3. Right now I don't think there is position number 3. And the campaign itself is this is horizontal, right? This is vertical. In this case, cloud security will be one of my campaign activity. So I can manage more. This way, I manage a lot of things, but it's less focused. I need to manage SEM, SEO, banners, everything. But it's not very focused. One person cannot manage something like this. Cannot. Especially in HP. It's too many things to take care. But with this, one person can actually manage and able to maintain a really good ROI model. Is to basically look at group it as a campaign, the campaign group into different buyers journey, from awareness down to demand generation. I can, let's say campaign 1, right, under attract. Right now in my cloud campaign can be something like hybrid cloud, private cloud, public cloud, anything that related to those very high level, or maybe cloud computing, right? And the second is to engage is something like cloud security, cloud economics, cloud and big data. Convert is something like use case, move traditional app to clouds, or maybe rapid infrastructures, really solving people problems. Down to the accelerate, which is campaign 12 to 15, is about all the HPE cloud products. One thing interesting about cloud lately, which is not related to this, is I find out I do a deep dive on the keyword research and also using BrightEdge too. I find out people who search for cloud computing tends to be not the developed country. Like the increasing trend is in Africa, in Malaysia, Indonesia. And people who search hybrid cloud and private cloud and public cloud, very specific hybrid cloud, is like in Germany, US, and really the developed country. So something that I always keep tracking on, making sure that whatever we are saying, right? Maybe our CEO say, why we are not in cloud computing? And then immediately I can tell her that, it is because it is a trending. Cloud computing is a term that is maybe we used in the past, but there is a trend that developing country is using that, while most of the mature country right now is using the terms hybrid cloud after all these years. So again, another program that I manage is vertical, right? SEO is all about like content optimizations, link and backlinks and templates, all those, right? And of course, you can go really fancy on the SEO side. I was able to work with the IT group in the past, in the store team, and grow the SEO program by 6 times. That means close to 6 times, 588% in 3 years. So the way, I can, in the future, if I'm able to share, there's several ways that we can do. One good way is about like managing SEO just vertically is I can take a look at SEO, not just on keyword, not just on content, how to map the keyword to content, but how to scale it, how to use the template, building dynamic insertion to scale it. For example, imagine if there is a website that we have, we can do a drop-down list of what the content list all the content, right? By industry, by topics, by format, right? Industry maybe it is government. Content type maybe case study, and topics may be cloud security. So if someone click on cloud security, industry is government, and then content type is case study, immediately we can change the H1 tag, title tag, as well as the content. And therefore, Google index it as one page. And because of building that dynamic insertion algorithm, we are able to scale it. I can immediately, within 2 weeks, I can see 133% growth in the store SEO. So again, this is the vertical program optimizations. When I look at things, I need to look at like a Lego. Because working in a big company, I can't just customize every single thing, look at things into super detail. Everything needs to put in a Lego or cut cluster so that we can restructure it easily. So this is the integrated approach that I'm using right now. Again, keyword and content optimization is based on the entire buyer's journey, from awareness to demand generation. And this tied to actually budget. Sometimes our budget get approved because I type the proposal saying, 70% is demand gen and 30% is awareness. And then I need to define what we're going to do. So most of the things when I structure is towards how we map this to a revenue. How can I ask for more budget to really let the executive to get it within maybe 30 seconds? Because the executive have a lot of things to do. If I cannot sell my plan within 30 seconds, I'm not able to get my budget. So one way I think in most of the organization, especially big organization, the problem is social media doing their own thing, doing their own testing, and SEM doing their own testing, so as SEO, so as email. They have great findings on certain copies is working, certain CTA is working, but we never communicate. It's using the vertical approach. Yes, we can do the best out of the best. I used to achieve a lot just using the vertical models. However, we're working silo. We're not even sharing. That is the problem. We're wasting our effort not sharing the success. The things that I think we need to do, and right now we have already implemented this, is standardize all the KPI, right? Different business units, surprisingly, if you say traffic, traffic for somebody is page view. For someone is click. And some may say impression, and for us it's visit. So across the BU, across the organization, making sure that we define KPI and define it in a terms that is everyone is using that KPI, not just say traffic. Traffic itself can mean a lot of things, and also we structure the content by content optimizations by different angles, right? It can be content optimization by web structures, the layer of the website, web architecture. It can be content by buyer's journey, or maybe by product or solutions. And also develop a copy testing model that at least, right now we have at least 6 copy model that we're using for SEM, for SEO, for email, for blogs, and for social media. The reason we need to standardize the copy testing, some of the copy testing I make in the past is offer and then 2 benefits, right? When we write SEM ads, it's just this much it's not a lot of characters, so I need to put it very focused on what exactly we want to talk about. Is it we want to put offers, we want to put 2 benefits, or maybe a little bit more educational, or maybe in the testing of the email as well as SEM, SEO, banner ads, we want to put anything percentage, save up to certain amount of time when you deploy HPE cloud system solutions, right? This is one of the ad copy. And also doing content and keyword optimizations, not just for one program. The reason I say that is even customer-facing deck, right? If we use certain keyword in SEM or SEO in the beginning, and there is, let's say, the keyword research list is 500 keywords that related to cloud security, and most of the time I would say, SEO we're able to use maybe 15 or 50, and what about the rest of the 950 keywords? We can actually use it in email as a nurturing. We can repeat some of the keywords in customer-facing deck, in the channel material, and also the core script. Lately, I work with different partners and our internal core team to revise all the core script and making sure that they are using the keywords. that we have built in the SEM SEO in the beginning. So we're hand-holding the customer from the beginning when they come in as through SEM, down to email nurture, down to talking to a inside sales. So the result of an integrated approach, I'm able to increase the conversion. This is for SEM by 4.5 times, and with almost 50% lower cost in CPC, lower cost per lead, and also 73% of lower CPC, and 3 times faster to launch the campaign. Used to be we need to have 2 to 3 weeks to launch a campaign. Right now, it really takes me less than 3 days to launch a campaign. So the key takeaway is we need to develop a clear and scalable end-to-end, not just look at the one campaign, right? Down to revenue. At the end of the day, why our executive need to give us budget is revenue, down to revenue. End-to-end demand gen program. And really take time and effort to define the metrics. Not just with yourself, but with the entire organization. And pick the top 5 to 10 KPI. The scary thing is most of the people, they love metrics to a point that there are so many KPI, and it is easy to get confused. And double check the tagging and tracking. No matter how great we do in the SEM side, SEO, banner ads, if it is not tied to the email nurture and to the, we say MQL, marketing qualified leads, down to MGO, a opportunity and revenue, we just cannot show it to the management. It's a waste of the effort. Also focus on the content, not just keyword, and throughout the buyer's journey, right? Not just one particular stage. Centralized keyword and data. That is the reason why we pick BrightEdge. All the business unit need to look at those keywords. And sometimes I look at cloud, sometimes I look at server team, Aruba teams. We need to centralize it so that it is easy. We're not sending Excel files all over, right? We have this already. We develop an image and messaging library so that we can easily say, oh, email is using this for testing the cloud security email. Maybe we can leverage into SEM, or maybe we can leverage in the blog. Also standardize the testing methodology. Even copy CTA title. There's different methodology. It can come from, it can be very basic to super advanced model. So that's that. It's done. Thank you.